First contact and underestimation. The vast expanse of space had always beckoned humanity, promising adventure and discovery. But on that fateful day in 2157, as the sleek form of the UES Horizon cut through the inky blackness, Captain Alina Reyes couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. "Status report," she barked, her dark eyes scanning the bridge crew. Lieutenant Commander Jax Chen, her second in command, looked up from his console. "All systems nominal, Captain. We're approaching the edge of the Proxima Centauri system." Reyes nodded, her fingers drumming against the armrest of her command chair. The Horizon was humanity's most advanced deep space vessel, a marvel of technology and engineering. Its mission: to establish first contact with any sentient life they might encounter. As if on cue, the ship's AI chimed in. "Captain, I'm detecting an anomaly at the edge of our sensor range." Reyes leaned forward, her heart racing. On screen, area. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the shimmering distortion in space. As they watched, the distortion coalesced into a massive vessel, easily dwarfing the Horizon. Its hull was a deep, iridescent purple, adorned with what looked like organic growths. "My God," whispered Chen, his eyes wide. Reyes swallowed hard. "Open a channel, all frequencies. Let's hope they're friendly." For several tense moments, there was nothing but static. Then, a voice crackled through the speakers, accompanied by a series of clicks and whistles. "Greetings, primitive species. We are the Zarkesh Collective. Your presence has been noted." The bridge crew exchanged glances. The alien's tone was dismissive, almost bored. Reyes cleared her throat. "This is Captain Alina Reyes of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We come in peace and seek to establish friendly relations." A harsh, grating sound filled the bridge. Laughter, Reyes realized with a start. "Peace? Relations? Oh, you amuse us, little humans. We have been observing your species for some time. Your technology is quaint, your bodies frail. You are barely more than animals." Anger flared in Reyes' chest, but she kept her voice level. "I assure you, we are more capable than you might think. We have achieved faster than light travel, colonized other worlds." The alien cut her off. "Achievements that took you millennia. We mastered such things when your ancestors were still living in caves. No, Captain Reyes, you have nothing to offer us. Your world, however, Earth, you call it? It has resources we desire." A chill ran down Reyes' spine. Earth is under the protection of the United Earth government. Any hostile action. More laughter. "Protection? You cannot protect yourselves, let alone your homeworld. We will take what we want, and you will be powerless to stop us. Consider this your only warning." The communication cut off abruptly. On the view screen, the massive alien ship seemed to fold in on itself, disappearing in a flash of light. For a moment, the bridge was silent. Then Reyes sprang into action. Red alert. "Chen, set a course for Earth, maximum speed. Area, send a priority 1 message to Earth Command. We need to warn them." As the Horizon's engines roared to life, Reyes gripped her armrests. The aliens' arrogance and dismissal of humanity burned in her gut. They thought humans were weak, primitive, but Reyes knew better. Humanity had faced countless challenges throughout its history and had always found a way to survive, to thrive. The journey back to Earth was tense. Reyes pored over the sensor data from their encounter, trying to glean any information that might give them an edge. The Zarkesh technology was indeed far beyond their own, but not incomprehensible. There had to be weaknesses, vulnerabilities they could exploit. As they approached Earth, Reyes was summoned to a secure video conference with the United Earth Defense Council. The faces that greeted her were grim. "Captain Reyes," began Admiral Yuki Tanaka, her weathered face etched with concern. "We've reviewed your report. The situation is grave." Reyes nodded. "The Zarkesh clearly view us as inferior, but we can't let that stop us from defending our home. General Marcus Blackwood, a bear of a man with a voice like gravel, spoke up. "We've been preparing for this possibility for decades, Captain. It's time to activate the Lazarus Protocol." Reyes blinked in surprise. The Lazarus Protocol was little more than a rumor among the ranks, a whispered contingency plan for humanity's darkest hour. "With all due respect, sir," she said, "what exactly is the Lazarus Protocol?" Admiral Tanaka sighed. "It's our ace in the hole, Captain. A project so secret, only a handful of people know of its existence. We've been developing a corps of enhanced soldiers, designed to combat threats beyond our current capabilities." Reyes leaned closer to the screen. "Enhanced how?" "Genetically and cybernetically," Blackwood growled. "Stronger, faster, smarter than any human in history. They've been in cryostasis, waiting for the day they'd be needed. And you think they can stand against the Zarkash?" Reyes asked, hope and skepticism mooring in her voice. "They're our best shot," Tanaka replied. "We're activating all of them. Captain Reyes, we're assigning you to work directly with the Lazarus team. Your experience with the Zarkash will be invaluable." Reyes straightened, determination filling her. "Understood, Admiral. What are my orders?" "Report to Facility Omega on Mars," Blackwood said. "You'll meet the team there and begin preparations for Earth's defense." As the conference ended, Reyes turned to her crew. "Change of plans. We're headed to Mars." The journey to the red planet was quick, but to Reyes, it felt like an eternity. Her mind raced with questions about these enhanced soldiers. Would they truly be able to stand against the Zarkash? And if they could, at what cost? Facility Omega was hidden deep beneath the Martian surface. As Reyes stepped off the shuttle, she was met by a stern-faced woman in a lab coat. "Captain Reyes, I'm Dr. Evelyn Cross, Chief Scientist of the Lazarus Project. Welcome to Olympus." Reyes followed Dr. Cross through winding corridors, eventually emerging into a vast chamber. Rows upon rows of cryopods lined the walls, each containing a motionless figure. "My God," Reyes breathed. "How many are there?" 1,000, Dr. Cross replied. "The best and brightest volunteers, enhanced to the peak of human potential and beyond." They approached a central pod. Inside, Reyes could make out the features of a man, his face serene in artificial sleep. "This is Adam 001, Dr. Cross said, her voice tinged with pride. "The first and most advanced of the Lazarus soldiers. He'll be leading the defense of Earth." As if on cue, the pod began to hiss, its surface frosting over. Reyes watched in fascination as the clear cover slid back, revealing the man within. Adam 001's eyes snapped open, a startling electric blue. He sat up smoothly, seemingly unaffected by his long slumber. "Doctor," he said, his voice deep and steady. "Is it time?" Dr. Cross nodded grimly. "Yes, Adam. Earth needs you. All of you." Adam's gaze fell on Reyes, assessing her in an instant. "You've encountered the enemy." It wasn't a question, but Reyes nodded anyway. "Yes, they call themselves the Zarkash. They're formidable." A small smile played at the corners of Adam's mouth. "So are we, Captain. So are we." As the other pods began to activate, filling the chamber with the sounds of awakening soldiers, Reyes felt a spark of hope ignite in her chest. The Zarkash had underestimated humanity, dismissed them as weak and primitive. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. The awakening of Earth's secret weapon. The Lazarus soldiers emerged from their cryopods with eerie synchronicity, each movement precise and deliberate. Captain Alina Reyes watched in awe as they assembled in neat rows, their enhanced physiques evident even through the simple medical gowns they wore. Adam 001 stood at the forefront, his piercing blue eyes scanning his fellow soldiers. "Status report," he commanded, his voice carrying easily through the vast chamber. In perfect unison, the soldiers responded, "Lazarus Corps, ready and operational." Dr. Cross stepped forward, her tablet in hand. Vital signs are optimal across the board. Cybernetic implants are functioning at 100% efficiency. We'll begin the briefing and equipment allocation immediately. Reyes felt a tap on her shoulder and turned to find Admiral Tanaka, who had arrived during the awakening process. "Impressive, aren't they?" the Admiral said, a hint of pride in her voice. "They're incredible," Reyes admitted. "But will they be enough?" Tanaka's expression hardened. "They have to be. Come, let's join the briefing." They followed Adam 001 and Dr. Cross to a large holographic chamber. As they entered, a three-dimensional image of Earth and its surrounding space flickered to life. "Lazarus Court," Adam began, his voice commanding everyone's attention. "Our mission is nothing less than the defense of Earth and the survival of our species. We face an alien threat known as the Zarkesh Collective." The hologram shifted, displaying the massive Zarkesh ship Reyes had encountered. Murmurs rippled through the assembled soldiers as they took in the scale of their adversary. "Captain Reyes," Adam said, turning to her, "you've encountered them firsthand. Please, share your insights." Reyes stepped forward, feeling the weight of 1,000 enhanced gazes upon her. She recounted her encounter with the Zarkesh, their dismissive attitude, and their technological superiority. "They view us as primitive," she concluded. "But that's an advantage we can exploit. They'll underestimate us, and that's when we'll strike." Adam nodded, a predatory smile playing at his lips. "Precisely. Our enhanced abilities, combined with their arrogance, will be our path to victory." Dr. Cross took over, bringing up schematics of sleek, advanced armor and weaponry. "You'll be equipped with the most advanced gear humanity has ever produced. Powered exoskeletons that amplify your already enhanced strength and speed, energy weapons capable of penetrating Zarkesh shields, and neural interfaces that will allow you to operate as a single, cohesive unit." As the Lazarus soldiers were fitted with their new equipment, Reyes couldn't help but marvel at the transformation. Gone were the vulnerable figures in medical gowns. In their place stood armored titans, each a perfect fusion of human determination and cutting-edge technology. Adam 001, now fully equipped, approached Reyes and Admiral Tanaka. His armor was slightly different from the others, marked with subtle insignia, denoting his leadership role. "Captain Reyes," he said, his voice slightly modulated by his helmet systems, "I understand you'll be coordinating with us from the UES horizon. We'll be relying on your experience with the Zarkesh." Reyes nodded, feeling a mix of anticipation and apprehension. "I'm honored to work with you and your team, Adam. But I have to ask, how do you feel about facing an enemy so technologically advanced?" Adam's helmet retracted, revealing his face. His expression was one of fierce determination. "Captain, throughout history, humanity has faced overwhelming odds. We've stared into the abyss of extinction more than once. But every time, we've pulled through. Not because of technology, but because of our spirit, our refusal to give up." He gestured to his fellow soldiers. "We are the embodiment of that spirit. Enhanced, yes, but at our core, we're human. And that's what the Zarkesh don't understand. They see our technology and dismiss us. They don't see our heart, our determination." Reyes felt a surge of inspiration at his words. "You're right. We've overcome impossible odds before. We'll do it again." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the facility. Admiral Tanaka's communicator buzzed urgently. Her face paled as she read the message. "It's happening," she said, her voice tight. "The Zarkesh fleet has entered the solar system. They'll reach Earth in less than 48 hours. A hush fell over the chamber. Then, Adam's voice rang out, clear and resolute. "Lazarus Core, this is the moment we were created for. Humanity stands on the brink, and we are its shield and sword. We move out in 1 hour. Prepare yourselves, for today, we fight not just for our lives, but for the very future of our species." A resounding cheer echoed through the facility. Reyes felt a chill run down her spine, not of fear, but of anticipation. This was it, the moment that would define the future of humanity. As the Lazarus soldiers made their final preparations, Reyes returned to the horizon. Her crew was tense but ready, their faces set with determination. They had trained for this, prepared for this, even if they never truly believed it would happen. Status report. Reyes commanded as she strode onto the bridge. Lieutenant Commander Chen responded crisply. All systems operational, Captain. We're fully armed and ready for battle. The Lazarus transports are docking now. Reyes nodded, taking her place in the command chair. Very good. As soon as they're aboard, set course for Earth. Maximum speed. As the horizon broke away from Mars, accelerating towards their home planet, Reyes couldn't help but think of the enormity of what they faced. An alien armada, vastly superior in technology, bearing down on Earth. And standing against them, 1,000 enhanced soldiers and the indomitable spirit of humanity. The Zarkesh had mocked them, dismissed them as primitive. They thought this would be an easy conquest. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. In the hold of the horizon, Adam 001 stood among his fellow Lazarus soldiers. Their armor hummed with power, their weapons primed and ready. Through the viewport, they could see Earth growing larger, a blue jewel suspended in the void. Adam's voice echoed through their neural network. Brothers and sisters, the greatest battle in human history awaits us. We are the best humanity has to offer, enhanced and empowered. But remember, it's not our augmentations that will win this fight. It's our spirit, our determination, our unwillingness to yield even in the face of impossible odds. He paused, letting his words sink in. The Zarkesh think they know what humanity is capable of. Let's show them how wrong they are. For Earth, for humanity. The resounding cheer that followed was not just heard but felt, a wave of determination and courage that seemed to make the very ship vibrate. As they hurtled towards Earth and the looming confrontation, one thing was clear. The Zarkesh had awakened the sleeping giant, and now that giant was ready to fight. Turning the tide of battle. The vast emptiness of space erupted into chaos as the Zarkesh fleet emerged from hyperspace near Earth's orbit. Their massive ships, organic in design and pulsing with alien energy, cast long shadows over the blue planet below. Earth's defense platforms, hastily assembled in the days following Captain Reyes' warning, looked like mere toys in comparison. Aboard the UES Horizon, Reyes watched the enemy's approach with a mixture of awe and determination. All hands, battle stations, she commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Lazarus Corps, prepare for deployment. In the ship's hold, Adam 001 and his enhanced soldiers stood ready, their advanced armor humming with potential energy. Through their neural link, Adam addressed his troops. Remember your training. Remember why we fight. For Earth, for humanity, for our very existence. We are the blade that will cut through their arrogance. The Zarkesh wasted no time in launching their assault. Swarms of fighter craft poured from their capital ships, descending upon Earth's defenses like locusts. Energy beams lanced out, striking satellites and defense platforms, turning them into expanding clouds of debris. This is it, Reyes muttered, then raised her voice. Launch the Lazarus Corps. The horizon's bay doors opened, and the enhanced soldiers rocketed out into space. Their armor, designed for both space and atmospheric combat, allowed them to maneuver with incredible precision. Led by Adam 001, they formed into attack squadrons, each targeting a different section of the Zarkesh fleet. The aliens, caught off guard by this unexpected resistance, hesitated. It was all the opening the Lazarus Corps needed. Adam 001's voice crackled over the comms. Epsilon Squad, with me. We're boarding that command ship. Reyes watched in amazement as Adam and his team used their suit's propulsion systems to close in on one of the largest Zarkesh vessels. Energy weapons flared to life, cutting through the alien hull like a hot knife through butter. Meanwhile, the rest of the Lazarus Corps engaged the Zarkesh fighters. It was a breathtaking display of skill and technology. The enhanced soldiers moved with impossible speed and precision, their neural links allowing them to coordinate flawlessly. Zarkesh fighters, despite their advanced technology, found themselves outmaneuvered at every turn. On the bridge of the horizon, Lieutenant Commander Chen called out, "Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the Zarkesh command ship." Reyes nodded grimly. On screen, the alien that appeared was clearly agitated, its iridescent scales flashing rapidly. "What is the meaning of this?" it demanded. "You dare to resist us?" Reyes stood tall, her voice firm. "We more than dare, Zarkesh. We fight for our home, our people, our very existence. You thought us weak, but you've awakened a sleeping giant." The alien's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. Your technology, your bodies, they were primitive, weak." A new voice cut in. Adam 001, his helmet cam showing him standing in what was clearly the Zarkesh ship's control room. "You made a grave miscalculation," he said, his enhanced soldiers visible behind him, subduing the alien crew. "Humanity's strength lies not in our technology, but in our spirit, our adaptability, our sheer determination to survive." The Zarkesh commander's eyes widened in shock. How did you board our ship?" "Our shields are impressive," Adam finished, "but not impenetrable, especially when you're too arrogant to believe we could pose a threat." Reyes couldn't help but smile. "This is your only warning, Zarkesh. Withdraw your forces now, or face total defeat." For a moment, the alien commander seemed to struggle internally. Then, with visible reluctance, it gave the order to retreat. Across the battlefield, Zarkesh ships began to disengage, their fighters returning to their hangars. As the alien fleet retreated, a cheer went up across the human forces. They had done it. Against all odds, they had repelled an invasion by a vastly superior technological force. But Reyes knew this was only the beginning. The Zarkesh would return, and next time, they wouldn't underestimate humanity. She turned to her crew, her face serious. "Well done, everyone. But let's not celebrate just yet. We've won the battle, but the war is far from over." Adam 001's voice came over the comms. "Captain Reyes is right. We've bloodied their nose, shown them we're not to be trifled with. But they'll be back, and they'll be prepared for us next time." Reyes nodded. "Agreed. Adam, what's the status of the Zarkesh command ship?" "Secure," Adam replied. "We've taken control of their systems. The amount of data here, it's staggering. Their star charts, their technology, their entire history, it's all here." A spark of hope ignited in Reyes' chest. "That could be the key to our survival. If we can understand their technology, maybe even reverse engineer it, we might stand a fighting chance." Adam finished. "My team will begin analyzing the data immediately. But Captain, there's something else. Something unexpected." Reyes frowned. "What is it?" Adam's voice was thoughtful. "These Zarkesh, they're not the top of the food chain out there. There are references here to other species, some even more advanced. Some they're at war with, others they have uneasy alliances with. We're not just dealing with one alien race. We've stumbled into a complex galactic political situation." The implications of this revelation were staggering. Reyes took a deep breath, steadying herself. "All right, let's get that command ship towed back to Earth. We need our best minds working on this immediately." As the horizon moved to assist with the capture of the Zarkesh vessel, Reyes couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions. They had achieved a miraculous victory today, but the challenges ahead were immense. Yet, looking at her crew, at the Lazarus soldiers who had turned the tide of battle, she felt a surge of pride and determination. Humanity had taken its first steps onto the galactic stage. They had been bloodied, tested, and emerged victorious. Whatever came next, Reyes knew one thing for certain: they would face it together, with the same spirit and determination that had carried them through this day. The Zarkesh had mocked them, underestimated them. Now they had learned the cost of that mistake. And out there, in the vast expanse of the galaxy, other races would soon learn as well. Humanity was here to stay. Revelations and alliances. In the days following the Zarkesh retreat, Earth buzzed with activity. The captured alien command ship, now docked in a heavily guarded orbital facility, had become the center of humanity's most ambitious research project. Scientists, engineers, and linguists worked around the clock, deciphering the vast trove of alien data. Captain Alina Reyes stood in the observation deck of the orbital facility, watching as shuttles ferried personnel to and from the Zarkesh vessel. Beside her, Adam 001 studied a holographic display of the ship's systems. "It's remarkable," Adam said, his enhanced mind processing the information at an inhuman speed. "Their technology. It's not just advanced, it's fundamentally different. They manipulate subatomic particles in ways we never imagined possible." Reyes nodded, her brow furrowed in concentration. "And what about the other alien races mentioned in their database? Have we learned anything more about them?" Adam's expression grew serious. "Yes, and it's complicated. The galaxy is a powder keg, Captain. The Zarkesh are part of a coalition called the Hegemony, composed of several technologically advanced species. They're expansionist, aggressive. Like the Zarkesh," Reyes muttered. "Exactly. But they're opposed by another group, the Galactic Concord. From what we can gather, the Concord is more diverse, more egalitarian. They believe in cooperation between species, mutual defense." Reyes raised an eyebrow. "Sounds like they could be potential allies." "Perhaps," Adam agreed. "But we need to be cautious. We're new players on a very old, very complex stage." Their conversation was interrupted by an urgent call from the research team. Dr. Evelyn Cross's face appeared on a nearby screen, her eyes wide with excitement. "Captain, Adam, you need to see this immediately," she said breathlessly. "We've made a breakthrough in deciphering the Zarkesh communications array. We're picking up transmissions from the Galactic Concord." Reyes and Adam exchanged a look before rushing to the main research hub. There, amidst a chaos of holographic displays and chattering scientists, they found Dr. Cross hunched over a console. "Listen to this," she said, tapping a few controls. A voice filled the room, speaking in an alien language that somehow resonated with meaning in their minds, an effect of the Zarkesh's advanced translation technology. "Repeat, this is an open call to all sentient species oppressed by the hegemony. The Galactic Concord offers sanctuary, resources, and alliance. Together, we can resist the hegemony's expansion and forge a more just galaxy." The message continued, detailing coordinates for safe haven systems and protocols for first contact. Reyes felt a surge of hope. "This could be our chance," she said. "A way to level the playing field against the Zarkesh and their allies." Adam nodded slowly. "It's an opportunity, certainly. But it's also a risk. We'd be announcing our presence to the entire galaxy." "We may not have a choice," Reyes countered. "The Zarkesh will return. And next time, they won't underestimate us. We need allies, Adam. We need the Concord's technology and resources." For a moment, the enhanced soldier was silent, his cybernetic eyes flickering as he processed countless scenarios. Finally, he spoke. "You're right. But we need to approach this carefully. We should send a small team, make contact, assess the situation, and decide if an alliance is truly in Earth's best interests." Reyes nodded, a plan already forming in her mind. "Agreed. And I think I know just the team for the job." Within hours, a mission was assembled. The UES Horizon, refitted with reverse-engineered Zarkesh technology, would carry a diplomatic team to the coordinates provided in the Concord's message. Captain Reyes would lead the mission, with Adam 001 and a small contingent of Lazarus soldiers providing security and tactical support. As they made final preparations for departure, Admiral Tanaka addressed the crew. "You carry with you the hopes of all humanity," she said, her voice solemn. "Our future may well depend on the alliances you forge. Go with courage, wisdom, and an open mind. Show the galaxy what humanity truly stands for." The Horizon's engines flared to life, propelling the ship away from Earth and into the unknown. As they prepared to engage the newly installed faster-than-light drive, Reyes couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. "New course laid in, Captain," Lieutenant Commander Chen reported. "FTL drive is stable and ready." Reyes took a deep breath. Engage. The stars stretched into lines of light, and the Horizon leaped into the vast unknown of interstellar space. Their journey to meet the Galactic Concord had begun. Days passed as they traveled, the crew using the time to study the wealth of information gleaned from the Zarkesh ship. They learned of ancient conflicts, of races that had risen and fallen over millions of years, of technologies that seemed more akin to magic than science. Finally, as they approached the rendezvous coordinates, the ship's sensors detected something massive. "Captain," Chen called out, his voice filled with awe. "You're going to want to see this." On the main view screen, an enormous structure came into view. It was a space station, but unlike anything humanity had ever conceived. It was a sprawling, organic-looking construct, with sweeping arches and glowing, translucent sections. Ships of various designs and sizes swarmed around it like bees around a hive. "My God," Reyes breathed. "It's beautiful." Adam 001 stepped up beside her, his enhanced vision taking in every detail. "And heavily armed," he noted. "Those aren't just aesthetic features. This station could likely hold its own against an entire fleet." Before Reyes could respond, a transmission came through. A face appeared on the screen. Humanoid, but clearly alien, with iridescent skin and large, multifaceted eyes. "Unknown vessel," the alien said, its words translated by their borrowed Zarkesh technology. "You have entered Concord space. Identify yourself and state your intentions." Reyes straightened, aware that this moment could shape the future of her entire species. "I am Captain Alina Reyes of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We come seeking alliance with the Galactic Concord against the hegemony threat." The alien's multifaceted eyes seemed to shimmer with interest. "Earth, we have not heard of your world. You are a new species to the galactic stage." "We are," Reyes confirmed. "We recently repelled an attack by the Zarkesh, part of the hegemony. We seek allies to help us defend our world and to take our place among the stars." The alien was silent for a moment, then nodded. "Your timing is fortuitous, Captain Reyes of Earth. The Concord has long sought new allies in our struggle against the hegemony. You and your crew are invited to dock with Sanctuary Station. The Concord Council is eager to meet you." As the transmission ended, Reyes turned to her crew, her expression a mix of determination and hope. "Well," she said, "this is it. First contact with the Galactic Concord. Let's make a good impression, shall we?" The Horizon gracefully maneuvered towards the designated docking port, ready to usher humanity into a new era of interstellar politics and alliances. As they prepared to board Sanctuary Station, Reyes couldn't help but feel that they stood on the precipice of something monumental. The Zarkesh had unknowingly set in motion events that would change the course of human history forever. Humanity was about to take its place on the galactic stage, and Reyes was determined to ensure it would be a grand entrance, victory, and the dawn of a new era. The corridors of Sanctuary Station hummed with an otherworldly energy as Captain Alina Reyes led her delegation through its winding passages. Adam 001 walked beside her, his enhanced senses on high alert despite the seemingly peaceful surroundings. Around them, aliens of various species moved about their business, some pausing to stare curiously at the newcomers. "It's like something out of a dream," Reyes murmured, taking in the advanced technology and diverse life forms. Adam nodded, his cybernetic eyes scanning everything. "A dream we need to approach with caution, Captain. We're in uncharted territory here." They were led to a vast chamber, its ceiling a dome of what appeared to be living crystal. Seated in a semicircle were the members of the Concord Council, representatives from a dozen different species, each unique and striking in their own way. At the center sat a being that radiated an aura of wisdom and authority. It was vaguely humanoid, with skin that shimmered like the surface of a soap bubble and eyes that seemed to contain galaxies. "Welcome, humans of Earth," the being said, its voice resonating in their minds rather than their ears. "I am High Counselor Zeraven. We have heard of your victory against the Zarkesh. It is no small feat to repel a hegemony invasion." Ray stepped forward, bowing slightly. "Thank you, High Counselor. We come seeking alliance and knowledge. The Zarkesh will return, and Earth stands at a crossroads. We hope the Concord can help us navigate this new reality we find ourselves in." Zeraven's galaxy eyes seemed to twinkle. "Your species is young, yet you've already demonstrated great potential. Tell us, how did you manage to defeat the Zarkesh?" Reyes glanced at Adam, who nodded almost imperceptibly. They had agreed to be open about the Lazarus Core. Hiding such information could jeopardize any potential alliance. "We used a combination of determination, strategy, and our own unique advancements," Reyes explained. She gestured to Adam. "This is Adam 001, leader of our Lazarus Core, genetically and cybernetically enhanced soldiers designed to defend Earth against existential threats." A murmur ran through the council. Some looked intrigued, others concerned. Zeraven leaned forward, studying Adam intently. "Fascinating," the High Counselor said. "Your species has taken its first steps towards directed evolution. This is a critical juncture for any civilization, one that can lead to great advancements or terrible consequences." Adam spoke up, his voice steady. "We understand the responsibility that comes with such power, High Counselor. The Lazarus Core was created to protect, never to conquer." Zeraven nodded slowly. "Your intentions seem noble, but intentions can change. History is littered with civilizations that created weapons they couldn't control." Reyes felt a chill run down her spine. This was the moment that could make or break their chances for an alliance. She took a deep breath and stepped forward. "High Counselor, esteemed members of the Council," she began, her voice clear and strong. "Humanity stands at a crossroads. It's true. We've taken our first steps into a larger universe, and we recognize the enormity of what lies before us. We come to you not just seeking protection or technology, but wisdom." She gestured to Adam and the other members of her team. "Yes, we've created the Lazarus Core. Yes, we've begun to push the boundaries of our own biology and technology. But we do so knowing that with great power comes great responsibility. We seek to join the Concord not as conquerors or weapons, but as partners. We offer our unique perspective, our creativity, our indomitable spirit." Reyes paused, looking each council member in the eye. "The Zarkesh thought us primitive, easy prey. They learned otherwise. But in defending ourselves, we've seen a glimpse of the wonders and terrors that await us among the stars. We don't want to face them alone. We want to stand with you, to learn from you, and yes, to contribute our own strengths to the Concord." A heavy silence fell over the chamber as the council digested Reyes' words. Finally, Zeraven spoke. "You speak with wisdom beyond your species' years, Captain Reyes," the High Counselor said. "Your honesty is appreciated, and your perspective is refreshing." Zeraven turned to the other council members. "What say you? Shall we welcome Earth into the Concord?" The next few hours were a flurry of discussion, debate, and negotiation. Questions were asked about Earth's history, its cultures, its technological capabilities. Adam and the Lazarus Core were subject to particular scrutiny, with some council members expressing concern about the implications of such enhanced beings. But as the discussions wore on, a consensus began to emerge. Earth's unique approach to problem-solving, its adaptability, and its potential could be valuable assets to the Concord. Moreover, the strategic location of the Sol system made it an ideal bulwark against future hegemony expansion. Finally, Zeraven called for silence. "We have reached a decision," the High Counselor announced. "Earth will be welcomed into the Galactic Concord as a probationary member. You will be granted access to certain technologies and knowledge to help defend your world, and in return, we ask for your assistance in our ongoing struggle against the hegemony." Reyes felt a wave of relief and excitement wash over her. "Thank you, High Counselor. Earth accepts these terms with gratitude and determination." As the formalities were concluded and agreements signed, Reyes couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at what had been accomplished. In the span of mere weeks, humanity had gone from a single-planet species to a member of a galactic alliance. Back aboard the Horizon, as they prepared to return to Earth with news of their success and a contingent of Concord advisors, Reyes found Adam staring out at the star-filled vista. "Penny, for your thoughts?" she asked, joining him at the viewport. Adam was silent for a moment before responding. "We've opened a door, Captain. One that can never be closed. The challenges ahead. They're going to make the Zarkesh invasion look like a skirmish." Reyes nodded, understanding the weight of his words. "You're right. But we've also gained allies, knowledge, opportunities. The Zarkesh thought they were dealing with primitives. Instead, they awakened a sleeping giant and ushered us onto the galactic stage." A rare smile crossed Adam's face. "Indeed, they say the night is darkest just before the dawn. Perhaps this is humanity's dawn among the stars." As the Horizon engaged its engines, beginning the journey back to Earth, Reyes couldn't help but feel a sense of immense possibility. The Zarkesh had sought to conquer them, to treat them as primitives. Instead, they had catalyzed humanity's ascension to the stars. The future was uncertain, filled with both promise and peril. But one thing was clear: humanity would face it head-on, with the same spirit and determination that had carried them through their first cosmic trial. The sleeping giant was awake, and the galaxy would never be the same.